Peace and power, everybody. This
Peace
is
and
Pete.
power.
This is Pete Game, and
It's your boy Words in the Flesh. What's good?
we're here. We're here to bring you some good content.
Yeah.
You know, genuine content. We're gonna talk about Father's Day this time. We're gonna talk about being a father and what it means. We're gonna go from there.
Let's talk
So,
about Father's Day.
so before we start, first I wanted to start this off, and I wanted to wait for the people watching. Me and him been talking live for like the last hour and a half. We're just now recording, and I wanted to wait till we were recording to say this. I want to give you your flowers, Vic, because I respect you as a man. I respect you as a husband slash boyfriend, whatever your situation is. I respect you as, most importantly, as a father. And I've known you for 10 plus years, about 11 years now, and I've seen how you move. For the people that don't know us, my girl kind of grew up around the same people that Words did, and she's told me things that that she's seen from before I came in the picture, and she definitely feels the same way too. She definitely respects you. So I just wanted to start off by saying, I appreciate what you've done for society by raising your child, being the father that you are, and not just to her, but to other people too, because I know you've probably mentored plenty of other people, and you've probably guided the youth, people younger than you, in the right direction, with my girl being one of them. She said when she was a young high schooler that you was there like, yo, don't be skipping school, yo, take your ass to school. And it's that's
Word. Much
just shit
respect.
like that. Like that's so
Much
I just
respect.
wanted to start off and give you your flowers and say, yo, I appreciate you as a man in this world.
Hey, yo, I appreciate that, man.
For real.
Real talk. I really do, man. Yeah.
Real shit.
Hey,
Real shit.
and by the way, I respect my man as well, and I want to give him his flowers because
I appreciate it.
he also is a father to a son, but also if your girlfriend had a kid that is basically you claim as your daughter, as your kid, since 1 year old, and you took her under the wing, and she looked like you. That's the weird thing.
Yeah. People say that.
His girl had a kid. She was a single mom only to a year, and then my man came in the picture and raised her as his own. So much respect to you for doing that. I'm sure she got mad respect for you. Absolutely. And as she grows up, she's only going to gain more respect because she's going to be more aware of what you've done and what you continue to do.
I appreciate that, man, for real.
Yeah, because that's not easy. It's not easy for a lot of men to go through that and take that responsibility with a smile on their face. You know what I mean? And much blessings to you for that, man.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm definitely glad that we could start off on this positive note like that.
Always. We're going to keep it positive as much, right?
This is about uplifting men,
uplifting
fathers, the fathers, and and now that we gave each other flowers, to anybody watching, whether you have kids or you have stepkids or you don't have kids, but you're an uncle, maybe you're not even an uncle either, but you have a little brother, a little sister, maybe you have younger friends, maybe you have close friends that have kids already and you don't have kids, but you're around their kids and you kind of see what it's like dealing with them, and you're a father too. And
you're basically talking father figures. You bring in the same mentality, growth, development, going through the cycle of life with your head up, with your chin up.
Fathers come in all forms. You don't have to physically have a child, but played any type of father figure role in somebody's life, then we appreciate you. We even find a way to include you in Father's Day too.
If you don't mind me asking, was your father in your life?
Yeah, I was raised by my dad. I talk to him. He lives right up the street. To be honest, we don't really fuck with each other like that. I won't talk bad about my dad, especially out to the public like that. But I will say, like, I'm 100 times the man that he was. I've utilized my experience to become a great dad. You know what I'm saying, myself.
You learn from your situations and what you've seen and what you experienced.
But yeah, I grew up in a traditional household. Mom, dad, and me and my brother. And me and my brother have the same mom and dad, and we were all four, lived together in the same house until our 20s.
Do you think he did a good job being a father when you think about it now when you were younger?
I definitely think he could have did better. He was lazy, and when I say lazy, I mean lazy in the sense of putting in effort. because we've talked about it before. When you're in a relationship and when you have kids, like there's certain things that you got to do that money can't handle. You could be the richest motherfucker. You could just throw money around like, oh yeah, just go shopping. Oh yeah, just go take the.
Yeah.
But there comes a point. There comes a point where you got to stop and give them time. You got to, hey, rub somebody's, hey, how you guys doing? Let's play the video game together. Hey, let's go to the park and shoot some hoops.
So you're saying he never put the time in to really sit down and see who you are.
He was a provider dad.
Provider, yeah. I know what you're saying.
He wasn't a bonding type of dad.
Right. I grew up with a stepfather.
How old were you when your biological father wasn't in the picture no more, like from when you were born?
Well, my stepfather raised me since very young. Like I was in preschool.
Like 3-4 years old type shit?
Yeah, but yes, he was there. He was there around 2, 3, 4 years old, around there sometime. And but my father was kind of in the picture, and then he had to leave the country when I was young. So I pretty much got raised by my stepfather. He was also a provider. We went through situations though. Me and him I would say we don't have a relationship now. We went through some things, put it like that.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned to me.
Yeah, we went through some things, man. And it's like kind of the same thing as you said. It's not that I'm knocking him, but I am at the same time. But that's probably on a more personal level, too personal for this.
Yeah.
But it's just a deep thing. But one thing is you learn like you did with your father, and I did with my stepfather, and even my real father, who never was in the picture, kind of at a distance. I learned from them. I learned from them. I said, I'll never be like this. I'll never do that.
Right.
I'll never treat my kid this way.
Yeah, that's who we grew up to be.
Yeah, I looked at it more as a lesson. Yeah, when I was younger, I was angry because of the situations that I went through under my rooftop dealing with my stepfather and certain things.
Right.
It had me angry for a minute, and you get wiser if you choose to, and that's what I did. Tomorrow, for anybody's watching this, and when this comes out tomorrow, it's Father's Day. I'm celebrating Father's Day with my uncle, who is a father figure, which is my father's brother, and he's been with me. There's pictures of me when I was a baby, and he and my uncle have it right here. My aunt's coming. I got a younger cousin. I'm more like a brotherly, fatherly figure to him, like an older brother, and I'm gonna cook for him.
Okay.
I'm gonna cook a nice meal for them, and just to celebrate it like that, because not everybody has a father out there to really look up to. Whether you celebrate it or not, or you feel some type of way about it, don't let it be an excuse in your life on why you can't achieve things. You know how they say women have daddy issues? There's men with father issues.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like where you have an alcoholic dad or you have a crackhead dad, and it's like, out of his kids, one kid grows up to be exactly like that dad, and the other kid grows up to be the opposite. Like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I ain't never drink a day in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, it's your choice.
And it's I guess that comes down to each individual person. So while we're giving props to the people like ourselves for being good dads, I do want to show some type of sympathy for the bad dads, because I think about it. When I'm away from my kids, especially when I work a long ass day at work and I'm gone for like the whole day, just for one day, I'm thinking I can't wait to go home and see my kids. Even if they're sleeping, I want to just look at them on their beds and just see them. I can't imagine what it's like to be a father, to have a kid out there and you never see them, you never talk to them, and you can call them. You have the power to be in their lives. They have, you have a baby moms that's hey, yeah, I've been waiting for you to call your daughter and talk to her. You have that, but you're not doing nothing for them. I can't imagine how those dudes sleep at night.
Not to throw shade, but it is what it is, because we're talking reality. My biological father, that's kind of what he went through for a long time. He felt guilty for years, because he wasn't in my life. He lived in a whole other country pretty much my whole life. I mean, it ate him up. It ate him up. And there's been times as I got older, look, I told him, look, I'm not angry. You don't have to You don't have to lose sleep over this. I'm not angry at all. You know,
I've accepted it.
I've been accepted it, you know. And the times that I had with my biological father, we had good times. He was the guy that he took me to the arcades. You know, there was a point where I spent time with him, and I do remember a lot of good times. It did eat him up, and he still struggles right now.
And there's some people that they're not bad people. You know, they
No,
don't go around maliciously hurting people and scamming people and screwing people over. It's just everybody in the world is good at some things and is bad at some things.
there's a thing called family curses where,
Generational curses.
yeah, and basically it's bringing certain foolishness from one generation to the next generation, and then kind of falling victim to saying, well, my dad, my grandmother was an alcoholic. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not a real thing, because it can happen and you can't get caught up in the twist because you're around it your whole life. But you just gotta want to change, man. And you gotta want to be there for your kids, son, daughter, whoever it is.
I do want to show some type of sympathy because some of these guys, they're not bad people. They're just bad dads, and they're just emotionally lazy. I don't think there's any excuse unless you're dead or in prison. There's really no excuse for not, you know, being a father.
Forget about the numbers. Let's just talk about you and what you've seen in life.
Okay.
Forget about the statistics and whatever everybody else says and the